Hello everyone, welcome to session 24 of Selenium training. I'm going to continue the core Java part today. Fine. To start with, let's start with overloading. So what actually is an overloading is, I'm going to explain. So overloading is something like duplicate methods constructor names are allowed inside the same class as long as their parameter count or declaration are different. So let me practically demonstrate that. Later we'll go to this definition, guys. Let me launch my Eclipse. So it's very clear that duplicate methods and constructors are allowed when their parameters counts or declaration are different. Okay, when the parameters of this particular methods or constructor names are different. Okay, then only the duplicate or constructor names, duplicate methods or duplicate constructor names are allowed. So I'll show you practically so that you will understand this particular definition in a better way. So we can categorize this overloading thing into two things, that is method overloading and constructor overloading. Okay. This overloading concept, as it can be applied to both methods and constructors. There are two types of overloading. If it is applied to methods, it's known as method overloading. If it is applied to the constructors, it's constructor overloading. Okay. Method overloading and constructor overloading. Fine. So let's delete this project. Let's create a fresh one. Right click new project, Java project. Next, overloading demo. Click on finish. Right click on src, say new class demo. Finish. Public static void main string of args. Fine. So far so good, right? So what I will do here is, apart from this main method, I'll create few more methods inside this demo class, or else I'll create another class car. Otherwise, I'll go with the same main method. Okay, no issues. Demo class. Let's go with the demo class. It has a main method. That's fine. And under this main method, I'm going to create another method. Public static void. I'm calling this method as method A. So this is one method. Similarly, I'll create another method. Public static void method A. What will happen, guys, if I create duplicate methods? I'm creating duplicate methods. Can anyone point out where actually the duplicate methods are? What are the duplicate methods? Can anyone point out?
Method A.
Yes, right. So this here, 1 minute, guys. So as you correctly pointed out, method A and method A, the same names are there. So these are duplicate names. Method is a name of the method, and I tried to create another method the same name, right? Duplicate methods. So here the Java will not allow, guys. The Java will not allow. Only Java will not allow this thing, guys. Okay, we should not have the same names. Duplicate names are not allowed. But here there is a class. Okay, but there is a class, guys. Though duplicate methods are constructor names are not allowed in the same inside the same class. Okay, these two methods, method A, are inside the same demo class. What if I create another class like public class? Sorry, class car. If I take this out from this particular class and put this in a different class, here we have two classes. One is demo class and another is car class. Both are different, right? Demo class and car class both are different. So this method A is same as method A in demo class is now same as method A in car class. But you'll not get any issue, guys, because the classes are different. The duplicate methods error will only come in case of having the methods having same name inside the same class. Okay, if you have the methods inside same class which are having the same name, then Java will not allow, guys. Okay, this is a problem. But guys, though we have duplicate methods, that is methods or constructors having the same names inside the same class, though there's a possibility of having them, guys, just by if the methods differ in the terms of parameters count or declaration. Okay, and the declaration, they can become different. For example, here method A is there. If I say int x, okay, duplicate error message has gone, guys. It's not there now. Duplicate error message has gone now. It's not there now. The reason here is, here there is a parameter. What if I create another parameter, another method having the same name, public static method A int x. Okay, now this method is, these two methods are duplicate methods, right? So Java will not allow, guys. It will definitely give you an error. So when you hover here, you say duplicate methods in type demo. In this particular class demo, there are duplicate methods because this have the same. This one is not duplicate because it doesn't have any parameter. This one has parameter. Now, but these two methods are duplicate because even though they have the same name, they have the parameters also are the same, right? Even though I change it to, nothing will happen. It will be same, guys. Okay, it's not about the variable name. It's about the number of parameters. What if I change this into to some double? Will they be same or different? They will be different, guys. Though the parameter count is same, parameters count for the same method name is same. Here data type is int and here the data type is double. So they became different. Fine. Now public static void method A double x. This is a duplicate method. Now comma some double y. This will be different from this one. Now I'll write public static void method A. All the methods have the same name, but only thing that is differing is the parameter count and their types, right? The parameter types and their y boolean z. This is a different one. Like this, guys, by just differing the number of parameters. Here three parameters are there, or by differing the type of the parameters. Here int is there, even though the parameter count is 1 1. Here the int type is there. Here double type is there for the parameter. So they are different. This is how you can create more than one duplicate methods inside the same class just by differing the parameters and count of the parameters. This concept of creating duplicate methods by simply varying the count of the parameters or by varying the data types of these parameters is known as overloading. If you apply this overloading concept for methods, in this case, I was demonstrating with the help of methods, guys. So this is known as method overloading. Okay, this is known as method overloading. So I already show what a compiler error will come like this. This is an example for compiler error, guys. If you have the duplicate methods and if you don't differ those duplicate methods with the use of parameters or data types of those parameters, then you will get compiler errors stating that duplicate methods are not allowed, right? So just by overloading, this is an example for overloading, guys. You can change the number of parameters count or type of the parameters so that overloading concept can be, you can create multiple duplicate methods inside the same class using the method overloading concept. The same concept, if you apply it for the constructors, is known as constructor overloading, guys. Okay. For example, let me demonstrate a constructor also for you guys. Simple. I'll take a very simple example for constructor because it's almost same to the methods. So here, public static void main string of args, fine, and I create another class car. Okay, class car got created. Now in this class car, I'll create a constructor car. How to create a constructor, guys? Public return type won't be there. The name of the constructor will be same as the name of the class. So public car. Okay, this is one constructor. I'll create one more similar constructor. What happened, guys? These are duplicate constructors. This, the name of the constructor is anyhow, the name of the constructor will be same, right? Class name. So if you want to have different constructors, duplicate constructors, you should vary these constructors with the terms of parameters. Okay, the count of parameters. You can duplicate this one also, but you can vary this by making it like this. Okay. Generally don't use float, double. Okay. So like this, guys. Same concept applied to constructors known as constructor overloading. Clear, guys? Is this concept clear, guys? Any questions in terms of constructors? Any questions, guys?
No, Arun.
Okay. Okay, fine. Now let's move to the next one, that is packages. So packages are created to group related classes, interfaces, and other files. So for grouping, guys. So when you take an example of your computer machine, let's go to one of the drives. I have a lot of drives are there with me. So let me create a new drive, some demo drive. Let me go inside this folder. So how do I? Let's say I have a lot of different type of documents. Let's say I have few Word documents here. So I have some PowerPoint documents too. Some real-time example I am taking. After that, I will come to the constructors. Sorry, not constructors. That is packages. Some images are there. Different type of files are there. Some Excel files are also there. Some text files are there. So there are different type of files, guys. Just give me an idea, guys, how I need to categorize all these files. What can I do to categorize these files? Anyone? How to categorize this in my machine?
Type extensions.
Yeah, but how? I mean, that's correct. Based on the type of the extensions, I can do that. But my thing is that what actually we generally do to segregate all these things to have a proper structure. Let's say this is your personal machine and you want to put all these things into something and then organize.
Where?
Yeah.
Extract it to folder.
No. What I was expecting is like I will create some folders, guys. Simple, right?
Okay.
The image files, images. I'll create a folder and I'll put all this into images. Now I feel that in this images will be there, right? Now one more folder. It's a very simple example I'm giving, but in reality, this is not the reality. But just to make, okay, I need to put the into the. This is Excel. Sorry, let me rename. Excel, PowerPoints, PPTs. So like this, I'll create different folders and I'll organize, right? Uh, Word docs. The Word docs folder, I will place all these things and text files. I may categorize like this, right? One of the way to categorize is by just creating the folders and putting all this into this files. So if I want to, in next day, if I want to see the images, I may not get confused, right? Simply I will go to images folder and see the images. If I have to see the text files, I will go to text files folder and see that, right? So this is one idea to categorize your files, right? So here I am using the folders concept to organize your files. The same way here to organize different files in this particular project in a Java project in Eclipse IDE, guys. In this particular Java project, if you want to organize the files, then the concept is packages concept, guys. You need to use a packages concept to organize the things in your. If you want to group or organize some classes, the related classes, guys, okay, or some interfaces. Interface concept I will explain later. Okay, they are similar to classes, but I will explain later. Okay, and any other files, it may be text files, it may be anything in the project, in the Java project, whatever you see on here. If you want to categorize them under this project properly, then you have to use packages concept. That's about that. That's actually the packages concept, guys. Let me show you practically how the packages can be created and how can you use packages to categorize the stuff in your projects. Okay. So why do you categorize? So here also same thing, right? Why did I categorize? It will be very easy to locate them, images files, right? And if tomorrow these images files become like thousands of image files from here, what I have to do? I need to again categorize. I need to create some subfolders inside this. Saying that some May 2000, for example, some marriage pics, something. I need to write some names, right? Some birthday pics, like this, birthday pics. I need to recategorize them. So whatever that is related to birthday, I'll push into birthday. Whatever that is related to marriage. So why we are doing all this stuff, guys? Why I have to organize in the terms of folders? Why I have to use folders here? Simple thing is I can locate the images properly. I can even organize. Things will be in a structured way, and I can easily locate them. Whenever I need, I can easily locate them and find them. Right? The same thing, packages can be used for this kind of purpose only. So the related stuff you can group together under the packages so that you can look at the required classes or interfaces or other files in the project very easily. That's the main purpose of the packages. Fine. So let me practically demonstrate the packages now. So let me go here and delete this project. Let me create a new project, guys. Right click, new project. So I will say packages demo. Right click, new class, demo class, or any other name I have to give. So where is that? Okay. Sorry. Let me delete this. So there are some instructions here you can see. I have to create a project like Facebook project. Okay. Under that I need to create the Facebook login class. That's the instructions. Right click, new project, Facebook. I have named the project name as Facebook. If I want, I can write project, finish, right click, new. Let me create a class. For now, guys, before I create a class, do you see any package in this project? Did I create any package here? There only the project name is there, JRE system library is there, SRC folder is there. Do you see any package? I didn't create any package so far, right? But let's see what will happen when I create a class. So here, some class name I'm creating, that is Facebook login class. Okay, clicking on finish, guys. Just before I click on finish, you see there is no package. But when after I click on finish, you see, guys, what happened, guys? Did you see any package here on the left side? The class has been created. That's correct. But do you see any other things other than that stuff that I explained before creating the before actually creating this class? Yes, guys. That is nothing but this default package. I didn't add this. I didn't add this default package. In Eclipse IDE, default package will be automatically created, guys. Okay, default package will be automatically created. You don't have to create it. Whenever you add the first class, without creating a package, if you try to add a class, then the default package will be created. Okay. So will this default package will be created every time? Is there any way that default packages will not be created? Yes. There is a situation where default package may not be created. So let me delete this project and create a project again. Project, Java project, click on next. Let's go project, finish. So here, before I create a class, I will manually create a package, guys. Right click on this SRC, and how to create a package? New. Instead of creating this class, I will select this package option before this class. So this one I will say, I will give some name, guys. Login pack. Okay, some name I am giving. The package name. I'm manually creating the package now. Okay, this time I'm right clicking on SRC and creating a package under this SRC manually. Okay, it's not automatic, it's manually. Click on finish, please. What happened, guys? A package, manual package got created. Now under this, if I create right click new class, under this login pack, if I create this package, that is login, Facebook login class, if I create, click on finish. This time default package will not be created, guys. You see, there is no default package. In my earlier example, default package was created, right? When I created the class directly under this SRC folder, a default package came. That means Eclipse IDE wants every class to be under a particular package. Even though you don't create a package, Eclipse IDE will create a default package and place your newly created class under that. If you don't create a package and do this, okay? But if you create a package and then create a class under it, then no issues. It will not create a default package. Okay, this is how the default package is. This is about the default package. Fine. Let me create another project. I want to show a real case. Okay, real case. So this is one example, guys. By looking at this image, I am going to create a project, guys, and I will show you the package functionality in detail. Why the package, how the packages can be used to organize stuff and locate the items, thereby allowing us to locate the items easily. Right click new project. The name of the project is Facebook project. Click on finish. Under SRC, let me create a package. That is, I want to create few packages like friends package, login package, photos package, profile package. Okay, based on these classes, guys. Right click, new, friends package, friends pack, finish. Right click, new, package, login pack. Either you can give normal login or login. It can be any name, guys. Okay, pack is not mandatory. So I just I'm writing for my understanding. That's it. Okay, photos pack. Just replicating the example that I am seeing on the screen. Photos pack and then profile pack. These are all the different packages I have created. Okay, profile pack. If you do anything wrong, right click on this, say refactor, rename. You can modify that. You can rename again. If you just I forgot to press K, so again I just selected rename, refactor rename, and then modifying that. It's taking too much time. Let's wait this for it to complete. Okay, it created. Fine. Now, guys, there are different packages. So you know about Facebook, guys. You know about the Facebook functionality. So if I have to, there are some functionality related to the friends. There is add friends, edit friends, delete friends, right? So for such kind of things, I may create some classes under this friends package. Okay, friends related functionality I land under the friends pack. Right click new, class, add friends. This is add friends class. This will have all the classes, variables, and all those methods which have the logic written by the developers for this add friends functionality. Okay. Then I may add another class. Right click new class, update or edit anything. Edit friends class. Another class I may create. Right click new class, that is delete friends. Delete may also come under edit sometimes. Let's see here. Find friends is there. Right click new class, find. Like this, guys, whatever that is related to the friends functionality in Facebook will fall under this package. Okay. This is how you have to create packages, guys. Login. What are the different classes that may come under login? Login class. Maybe login, logout, create account, and forgot password. Login. Generally, we'll start with register, right? Create account. Create account. Right click new class, logout. Right click new class, forgot password. And another one is right click new class. This kind of things you will keep on creating. That photos also same thing, guys. Photos also, like a lot of photos. I will not create now. I will not demonstrate here, but I think you now understand why we use packages, right? Okay, to differentiate the different, to organize the classes or to group classes, interfaces, files, any other files. It may not be Java files, it may be interfaces, it may be any other text files also. If you want to categorize something, you want to put under friends package, you can put under the friends package. Okay, if it is related to the friends login. Like this, based on the Facebook functionality, you can categorize this, right? You can have sub packages also. I will not explain now. I will explain later. Fine. Now, guys, these are different. This is the intention, and you see, this is example, guys. Okay, you can go through this example if you want. I created many classes and I grouped them according to the packages. Under friends, I created classes which are related to this friends package. Under this login, I created some class files which are related to this login functionality. Under photos, I created some classes which will have the functionality developed for the photos. And edit view profile under profile. Like this, guys, you can use the packages to organize the stuff. Okay. So that's about this thing. There are a few more things I'm going to demonstrate. So someone is asking me a question, like Vidya is asking me, is there any difference between the default package and packages we create? There's no difference, guys. It's like difference in the sense, let's see, let me try to show you a difference. Practically, I will show you a difference. Okay. Close all. If you want to close, I can close one by one, right? Like this. But if I have to close all this at once, right click here on the blank page, blank area and say close all. Okay, it will close all the classes. Okay, you don't have to manually close each and every class. Okay, simply say close all, it will close everything. This is the functionality of the Eclipse IDE. Fine. So now, what do you think of these packages, guys? Are this what about, like, if you go to your workspace, what actually a package will become? Can anyone guess, guys? Can anyone guess?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, in Eclipse IDE, this particular IDE editor, I'm seeing these things as the packages, right? But what if in my workspace, in my computer local machine, this project is saved in my workspace, right? In my computer machine, right? Locally. So what kind of things will be there for these packages? How these packages will be represented in my workspace? Can anyone guess it?
In folder?
Yes, right. That's about folders. Let's go to the workspace now. Right click, properties. This is a workspace. You can go directly from here. This is a project name, right? What are the project we have here? This is a project. Facebook is a project and it is represented in the form of folder in my workspace. When I go inside that, I see something like src. Src is a folder, and some other thing like bin will be there, which is not there in the Eclipse IDE. Okay, and settings folder is there, which is not even there in the Eclipse IDE. Right? This represents the Eclipse IDE project and all those stuff. Okay, go inside the src folder, because in under src folder we have these packages, right? There are 4 packages. Under src folder we have the 4 packages. Let's see what will happen when I open this. So when I open src, you see, you'll see all the 4 folders. What are the packages we created? They will be represented in the form of folders in my workspace. So to see this particular Java files related to the friends, I will go into the friends pack. Okay. Okay. Fine. These are the Java files, guys. Don't think that these are text files. You see, the extension is Java. Okay. Fine. So that's how they will be represented in the format. Okay. Let me create another project. Right click new project, Java project, some pack project, finish, right click new. I'm just directly creating a class, so the default package will come into picture. Click on finish, save. Do you think that a folder will be created for this default package in my workspace? Anyone?
I think no.
Yes, no, that's correct. It will not be created. Okay, that's the difference, guys. Nothing different. Okay, Eclipse is following the standard, but there's no difference other than that. Okay, right click, properties, go to workspace, pack project. You see, there is no under src. You see directly class is there. There is no default package. It's an illusion kind of thing or imaginary kind of thing. That's it. Okay, for just the namesake, it is showing here. But here, whatever we are creating manually, a folder is getting created in the workspace. But here, this one is just for representation purpose. Okay, that's the difference. Clear, Vidya? Clear, Vidya?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Great. Okay, let me delete this stuff. Okay, let these things be there. Okay. Now, let me demonstrate few things so that you will understand the what happens when a package comes into picture, what actually will change as part of the packages, what actually will change. Okay. Okay. Accessing instance variables and methods from other class which is under the same package. So there is a friends package, or let's take there is a login package, right? There is a login functionality. There is a logout functionality. This login and logout are under the same package, right? Which package, guys? This login and logout are under the same package. Which package, guys?
Login package.
Yes, login pack. In login, under login pack, we have this login and logout files. So I'll go to the login. So here I will create some public static void main kind of thing. And in the login pack, do I have to create this or not? I'm just thinking. Fine. So here I want to create some method that is public static void login. Login method I am creating. Login method. So like this, I created one method, guys, and at the same time, I create some variable also. Something like int. Let me remove this main method until it is mandatory for me to be used. I will use it. Int. So I'll say username. Okay. Int username is equal to semicolon int password, like this. So here login method. Let's assume like this. Some variables are there. It may not be the real example, guys. This may not be the correct way, but just understand there are 2 variables and 1 method inside this. And in logout method also, there are some variables and methods. Int, again, let's say there is something like int session time, something like this, okay? And another method is there, public void logout here. Some method is there. There's a variable and method. Now guys, in login, I want to create another method. It says public void login and logout. Okay, I want to have this method, let's say. So here, I should not be writing anything in the login class. I should be writing only the code related to login, but here I mentioned as logout, right? Though it is related to login, I just wrote logout. So logout related stuff will be there in the logout class. Login related stuff will be there in the login class, right? Login related stuff will be there in the login class. Logout stuff will be there in the logout class. But if in case, if you need the reference of the some methods in this particular login class, if you need something from the logout class, what you will do? You have, let's say I have to log out. So do I have to create this again? Like this, do I have to duplicate this method? Is this the right way? No, right? I should not be doing that. Because in login class, I should have only the variables and methods which belong to the login class. Login related stuff should be there. But still, if you want some login here, what I have to do? I need to access this guys. I need to call this method. Accessing instance variables and methods from other class which is under the same package. Since this is under same package, so what will happen? Let's see. Let me call logout here from this method. I'll call this method. What's happening, guys? It's not visible or so. 1 minute. It's in the same package. Did I do anything wrong? 1 minute. Log out here. Log out here. Okay. Okay, I cannot call directly, right? Why? Anyone guess why I am not able to call this method directly? What I have to do in order to call the method? Can anyone guess it? Why I am getting an error here? Anyone guess it? Yes, that's correct. Amit, whatever you pinged our chat is correct. Anyone want to speak out? What I have to do in order to call this method? Why I am getting an error?
Object.
Who is this? Can you speak it a loud bit, a bit loud?
Yeah, object. We didn't create object, right?
Yes, right, guys. Okay. So before calling a particular method or variable which is inside a different class, okay, the logout class is different and login class is different. If I have to access the variables and methods from a different class, first thing is that I need to create an object for that. So I'll create an object for the logout class. In this method, okay, I'll be creating an object for the logout class. Logout log lout is equal to new logout. Something like this. I created a object. Now, if I, with the help of this, I can call it, guys. Sorry. Okay. With the help of this, I can call. Same thing. If I have to use this session timeout variable, same thing, right? If I have to initialize that or access it, loud dot session time is equal to some 30 seconds. So that is actually int, right? 30. Fine. So this is how we can do. Nothing more than that. Okay. The basic rule is that if you have two classes and if you have to access the variables and methods from a different class, that is a logout class, and these two classes are under the different same package. In this case, simply you need to create an object, and using this object reference, you need to call the required variables and methods. The things will work like this. But what if the next case is coming up, guys? But what if there is something like other packages? Now, let's assume that there is add friends function, add friends, guys, add friends .java. Do you think add friends is from the same package as the login and logout? No, right? Add friends is from the friends package, whereas login and logout are from the login package. Now, in this also, I want to create some variables and methods. Int friend name, some variable, sample variable name I have created, and some sample method I will create. Public void add friend here. Some method I am creating. So in order to add a friend, first of all, I need to log in, right? Let's assume that in order to add a friend, I need to log in. So what I will do generally, I'll try to access the login thing. I will try to call the login method from the friends. I'll get an error. Anyone suggest me what I have to do now? How to resolve this problem? I need to create an object, right? Simply I'll create an object for which class? The login class. Login log in new is equal to login. I created an object for the login class, but I'm not able to create this. I thought like only by creating the object for the login class and using this object reference I can call. But what's happening here? Why I'm not able to create an object here? Why while creating an object, why I'm getting errors here? Anyone guess it?
They are from two different packages.
Yes, that's correct, guys. So since the login class is from a different package, you cannot create an object directly like this. Okay. Add friends is from a different package of the login class. In order to access the variables and methods of this login class, okay, you may need to create an object. That's correct. But still, you will not be able. You will get some errors because this login is from a different package. To overcome this problem, simply hover the mouse on this login class and say import, guys. Import login class. From which package? Login pack. Okay. Import this login class from login pack. This login pack is the package name and login is the login class name. I need to import. When I say import here, automatically this import statement got added. You see? So the only thing is that if you want to access the variables and methods of a particular class which is residing in a different package, you need to add this import statements before actually accessing them. Okay, these import statements are required when the classes are from different packages. So using this now, I can call login.login method. That's correct. Okay. Same way, lin dot friend name or sorry, what is that? Username. Bin dot. Okay. So what's going on here? Why I'm not able to access in login? Sorry, in login, there are some usernames and passwords, right? I thought like just by creating an object, I can access it. I'm able to access the method, but I'm not able to access the variable. Can anyone guess it? What happened here? Why I'm not able to access the variable name? I'm able to, with the object reference, I'm able to access the method, but I'm not able to access the variable. This, login, that is username, password variables, I need to access. This login method I'm able to access, but these two things I'm not able to access. Why I'm not able to access? Can anyone see any difference between this method and variables? Guys, can anyone guess it?
No, Arun.
Okay. Just see the difference between that particular method and variables. What is the difference you can see there? Just observe the code.
Variables are private.
Okay. I didn't say these are private. If I have to say private, it will be private, right? It's not private. You are there. Only thing is that this particular method is public. That's why it's accessible from the outside the package. Okay. From outside the package, this method is accessible because that is public. But coming to this variables, these are not public. They are not specified with public access specifier. Their default access specifier is there. I will explain the access specifiers and all those stuff later. But for now, simply understand it just blindly. Okay, understand that if I make these things public, I can access. Now if I say login lin dot username, I can access. Okay, I can give some, okay, some name I am giving, lin dot password. So here login I mentioned as in, this is not correct. I have to mention as string. So now save it, things will be good. Okay, okay guys. So there are few differences you are seeing actually already. Okay, so one thing is that if it is from a different package, you need to add this import statement, so that even though you create an object, it will not work until you add this import statement. And once you add this import statement, and you can access this using this variable object reference, you can access all the public specified variables and methods. Just understand to that point, guys. Fine. Okay. Now, guys, I want to use add friends here, right? I want to even use the login related stuff here now. Okay. In add friends, I used the login class related variables and methods already. But now I want to use the login class variables and methods inside the this add friends here method. What I have to do? What is the first thing I have to do in order to access the variables and methods of this logout? Anyone?
Object creation.
Yes. You need to create an object, logout, logout is equal to new, logout. You need to create an object. But still you will get an error, right? Why we are getting the errors here?
Because we need to import the package for the logout.
Yes, I need to import this logout class from the login package. Okay, login class I already imported, but I didn't import the logout pack, right? So logout class I didn't import. So I'm importing this log. This is the logout class from the login package. Fine, that's also done. That's correct. Now I can access the variables and methods. Lout dot logout here. This is the method of the logout class. This is the method of the logout class. Logout here, I accessed it. Now I want to access the session time. How to access? I will say lout dot. It's not coming. What I have to do, guys?
Make the variable as public.
Yes, simple, right? Make it public. Now you can access. Allow dot what is that? Session timeout. Yeah, equal to 30 seconds, something like that. Things are good now, but I can still optimize it, guys. Okay, so for the number of classes I have to use here from a different package, that many number of import statements I need to create. Okay, if I have to use the login class from a different package and logout from class from a different package in this add friends, so I have to write 2 import statements. Is there any way that I can optimize this? Yes, guys. Simply, since this login and logout are from the same package, this login and logout are from the same login pack. You don't have to write this many number of statements, and in future also you don't have to refer that. Simply say dot star. Star means any class inside this login pack. Inside this any class, it may be any class. Okay. You don't have to write. You don't have to import every time. Simply say import login pack dot star. That means it accepts it imports all the classes from the login pack. Okay. This is one thing, guys. This is about the packages, guys. So there is more to the packages, but this is not the right time to explain those relation stuff. One of the thing I already indirectly covered is that making something public, this particular variable as public. Okay, indirectly I covered here, but I will cover it again when the time comes. Okay, so this is about the packages. So guys, is it clear? Is it clear about the packages? Any doubts or anything you want to know about packages?
No, Arun.
Okay, fine, guys. See, that's great. Now let's move to the next one. Okay, this will be our last topic for today. Let's cover this one and then end it up. Let's end it. Fine. Inheritance. Inheritance is a mechanism in which one class acquires the properties, that is variables and methods of another class. Okay. Inheritance is a mechanism in which one class acquires the properties, that is properties are nothing but variables and methods of another class. In any class, what does a class include, guys? Class will generally include variables and methods, right? What does a class contain in general at a high level? Class will contain variables and methods. Class will contain variables and methods. What are variables? What are methods? What is the purpose of variables, guys? Anyone? What is the purpose of methods and what is the purpose of variables? Anyone?
Variables are used for the initialization and the declaration of the
Storing data.
okay.
Methods? Anyone?
Different functionality, programming concept.
Yeah, programming logic will be written inside the methods. Along with these variables can be used, and we write some programming logic inside the method. This is the purpose. Okay. So these variables and methods can be together called as properties. Properties. What are the properties that will be generally there in the class? Variables and methods you have to say. Okay, that's it. So the purpose of the inheritance is to use the properties inside a class instead of recreating the same properties again in the new class. That means one class can acquire the properties of another class. Another class need not create the same variables and methods again and again. Okay. If a class has already created the required properties, you don't have to create the same properties in another class. Okay. If a class has already created some properties, the required properties were already created in a particular class. You don't have to create the same properties in another class. Simply you can inherit it. Okay. You can use inheritance concept in which the other class can utilize the same properties of the other class. Rather than duplicating these variables and methods every time in each and every class, you simply, what you will do, you will inherit it. Okay. This inheritance mechanism will allow us to acquire the properties of another class. You don't have to create the properties again and same properties again and again across the classes. If one of the class has already created a particular required variables and methods, you can utilize the same thing without creating again and again with the help of inheritance concept. So here, the one that is acquiring the properties of existing variable and properties of a particular class is nothing but a child class, guys. Okay, the class that is acquiring the properties of an existing class, variables and methods, is a child class. Okay, the class that has already created these properties, okay, and is ready to transfer it to the upcoming classes, it's nothing but a parent class. The one is that is acquiring is child class, the one is that is providing is a parent class. So a child class can acquire the properties of a parent class. Okay, child class can acquire the properties of a parent class. So there is syntax, guys. As part of syntax, if a child class want to inherit the properties of a parent class, it need to use a keyword known as extends keyword. What is the keyword, guys? Extends keyword. Extends is a keyword to be used by the child class to inherit the properties from the parent class. Okay. So let's say there is a class that is, let's say the name of the class is car. This is a class car. In this class, string model is there, int speed is there, and also public void start car is there. Okay, these two variables and methods are there. Let's say now I created another class. Let's say I name this particular class as Benz class. Class Benz class. Okay, Benz class. Benz is also a car, right? Let's say Benz, for Benz also I need to create some string model. I'm recreating it. Though this particular variable is already there in this car class, I'm recreating it, right? Int speed. Same variables and methods I'm creating. Public void start car. Repetition. Simple repetition. So Is this the right approach, guys? If I have to create a car class and bench class, two different classes, and there is a possibility that they have the same type of variables and methods, is it correct approach of creating the duplicate things across the classes? No, right? Instead, we can go with this problem can be overcome with the help of inheritance concept. Which concept, guys? Inheritance concept. Inheritance concept. Using the inheritance concept, I'll overcome this problem. So here there is a class, that is car class. Sorry, this one I'll take it directly. Or not. Car class is there. Now I will apply some inheritance concept. Inheritance concept I will apply here. And with this inheritance concept, I'll create another class, which is nothing but this is bench class. So in this bench class, I need the same variables and methods. Since I already applied the inheritance concept, I don't have to create again, guys. Okay. Even though I don't declare the same variables and don't create the same method, these things will be repeated here, guys. Okay. These things are already there here. Okay. I don't have to create again. The same variables and methods. Okay. So in order to implement this inheritance concept, so here what is a parent class, what is a child class? Anyone guess it? Here, which out of this car and Benz, what is?
Car is a parent class and Benz is a child class.
Yes, this is a parent class and this is a child class. That's correct. Okay, in inheritance concept, this is a parent class, this is a child class. The one that is reusing the properties is known as a child class. The one is that is actually created the properties is known as a parent class. Okay, fine. Now, which keyword need to be used to implement this inheritance concept? Which keyword?
Extends.
Yes, extends keyword we have to use. And this extends keyword need to be used inside this child class. Okay, we need to use this extends keyword with child class to inherit the properties from the parent class. Fine. So this particular thing I'm going to practically demonstrate now with a program. So I'm going to demonstrate a child class which inherits the properties from the parent class. Fine. Same example, guys. It won't take much time. Be with me. Right click, delete this project. Right click, new project, Java project. Next, let me create some project name, inheritance, some demo project. This is a project name. Under this, let me create a class, and I want to name this class as car class. Finish. Under this, I want to create another class, that is Benz class. Finish. In car class, I create some variables, string, car model, and int speed. And in the car class, I'll create a method, public void start car method, and I'll create another method, public void stop car method. Like this, I created some variables and methods inside the car class. So Benz also needs the same variables and methods. Okay, we are to making this duplicate like this is also possible. We can make it. There will not be any issues here. Okay, you can repeat this, not an issue. But repetition is there, duplication is there, right? Though the Java is not giving you any error because these variables and though these variables and these methods are duplicate across the classes, Java will consider this as a fresh variables and methods because across the class you can create duplicate variables and methods, right? But guys, this repetition is going on, right? Everywhere you need to define and then so instead of that, we'll not do this. Okay, by default we want inside the bench class. What we will generally do here is simply after bench class, I will say extends. What I have to write here, guys? Extends.
Car.
Yes, car. That's it. Okay. Benz is a child class which is extending the parent class car. That's it. Now the properties of the car class will belong to the Benz class also. Though I didn't create anything here. When I create another class, let's say I will create a demo class. In this demo class, let me create a main method. Public static void main string of args. If you want to see everything, you can arrange, guys. Okay. Like this, you can arrange. Based on your requirement, you can arrange. Let me arrange properly. Okay, fine. Now you can see all the classes together. You can arrange the panel like this. Up to you. This is a car class. This is a Benz class which is extending the car class. Okay, these are 3 files. I created 3 files here. So demo class, and in this I created a main method. Here, let me create an object for the car class. How to create an object? Car C is equal to new car. So since if I create an object for the car class, I can access all the variables and methods using this object reference of the car class. So I will say C dot car model is equal to some car XYZ. C dot speed is equal to some 25 something, and C dot start car, C dot stop car. Okay. Now guys, I'm able to access the variables and methods of this car class by creating an object. What if there's nothing, right? There is nothing inside the Benz class. Let me create an object for the Benz class and see what happens. Benz B is equal to new Benz. So B dot, if I say B dot, will I get anything here? I didn't create anything, right? But this Benz class is extending the car class. That is, Benz class is inheriting the car class. All the properties of the car class will also belong to the Benz class now, since it is inheriting. So if I say B dot, again you will get the car model. So I have not declared this, I have not created this particular car model variable inside this Benz class. Still I can use, because this Benz class is inheriting this car model property from the car class, parent class called car class. So P dot car model is equal to some Benz A class. B is B dot some speed, that is like 50 something 50. B dot start car, B dot stop car. I can do like this now. I can access now, right? Even though there are no variables, this is, since this Benz is inheriting the variables and properties from the parent class, that is car class, you can access all the this particular variables and methods of the car class from the Benz class. Okay, with the object of the Benz class, you can access all the properties of the car class, since the Benz class is inheriting the properties of the car class. Now guys, this is good so far, right? What if the Benz has its own properties? Okay, let's say int number of gears. This is a specific property. This may not be there in the car class, but in Benz class I want to have Benz specific properties. And one more thing, public void open rooftop. There is a functionality in this Benz class. Let's assume that it can open the rooftop. Okay, let's say there's a functionality like that. Fine. So now if I try to access these variables and methods which are there in the Benz class with the object of the car class, will they be accessible or not, guys? Anyone guess it? If I try to use object of the Benz class to access the object of the car class to access these variables and methods of the Benz class, is it possible? No, right? It's not possible. This is a child class. Child class properties are not carried out to the parent class, but parent class properties are getting carried out to the child class. So if I try to access, what will happen? C dot number of gears. It's not coming. It's not possible. C dot open rooftop. It is not coming. But guys, if I say B dot number of gears, okay, I can do that. B dot open rooftop. Okay. So child class inheriting the properties of the parent class can have its own properties. Okay. It will inherit these properties. Along with that, it will add its own properties also. Okay. So in Ben's class, total how many properties will be there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties will be there in the Ben's class, because few properties it's inheriting from the parent class and few properties are its own properties. Okay. When you create an object for the Ben's class, you can access its own properties. Along with the properties of the car class, you can access with the help of Ben's class. But the object of the car class can only access the properties of the car class. Okay. Fine. So child class can have specific properties, that is variables and methods, which are not available in the parent class. This one I showed you now, right? Child class can have its own properties, and object created for a parent class can access the variables and methods that are created in the parent class only. It cannot access the variable properties of the child class. Using the object of the parent class like car class, you can only access the properties of the car class, parent class only. You cannot access the child class properties. Whereas the object created for the child class can be used to access the variables and methods of both parent and child class. Using this Ben's object reference, you can access the properties of the parent class and at the same time properties of the current class, that is Ben's class. Okay. So this is about the inheritance, guys. This is about the inheritance. Is it clear, guys? Inheritance concept, is it clear? Any questions?
Yes, Arun.
Okay. Fine, guys. That's about the inheritance concept. Let's wrap it here then. If you don't have any questions, let's wrap it up. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time to go with the next concept, that is like overloading, modifiers. Okay, modifiers is a very big concept. Okay, we'll see that tomorrow. Fine, guys. See you tomorrow then. Bye.
Thanks, Arun. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Bye. See you.